Hi, what's up everybody? It's Some Gamer Chick here. So I did a survey a few weeks ago asking what you wanted to know about my books that I've been writing, and everybody said they wanted to know about the characters. So I did another survey. I was like, okay, do you want to know about the Sacred Blood characters, so the characters that you meet in the Black Butterfly, or did you want to know about the Sacred Beast characters, so the characters that you meet in Dhampir Sins? Everybody decided they wanted to know about the Black Butterfly characters. So that's what we're doing today. And then I also asked a couple days ago, hey, do you guys want me to do it with just a cam? Do you want me to do it with just gameplay? Or do you want me to just talk about the characters with both going up? Everybody wanted both. So I'm like, okay. So we're doing a little bit of shiny hunting for a cutie fly, because cutie fly is adorable and I love cutie fly, and I've never had a shiny cutie fly, so I want a shiny cutie fly. And we're doing it in Pokemon Sword and Shield because honestly they are an amazing game. I forgot how much I love them until I've been streaming them recently. So we're going to get into that. So the very first character that you meet when you are reading the prologue is actually a character by the name of Kieran. And when you meet him, he is like 4 or 5 years old. And you can tell he's been kind of abused by his family or whatever, because like the training that they're putting him through is not the training you would expect a 4-year-old to go through, but he is a Dhampir, so he is half vampire, but his mother was what is known as a Skiatran Furia. So, essentially a child of flame. And this makes Kieran half Furian, half Dhampir. There are aspects of these characters that are specific, and later on in the book you start learning a bit more of them. You actually learn more about these types of characters in the Sacred Beast books, but that would be another topic. Kieran is trained in mostly dual-wielding swords. He is used as an assassin by his master, Lord Frostfang, and he has a unique ability to trace sire lines. And the way that he does that is he drinks the blood of a vampire and he can see ephemeral chains from them that he can trace to either their fledglings or their sires. So one way that Frostfang confirmed that he has this ability is he had him drink the blood of one of Frostfang's fledglings, and Kieran was able to confirm that Frostfang does not have 10 fledglings, he only has 2, and they are known as the Briar Rose, and they are twins, and Kieran is actually born from Dhampir children of Briar. So he figures that out, and so Frostfang kind of tells him like, alright, well, I'm not going to breed you yet, but later I am going to breed you. So Kieran's got that kind of looming over his head. The Vampire Rose, she kind of like takes on this, since she can never have children of her own, like the entire bloodline that Briar fathers, she basically goes, these are my family, and you guys do what I want. The next character that you meet in the prologue is actually Lord Frostfang himself. You learn that he is a dragon rider, and his dragon's name is Seraphina. He also has known eggs. He has 5 other dragon eggs that have not hatched, that are waiting for their dragon riders, and he keeps them kind of safe. Other vampires want them because they realize how strong he is with just 1 dragon. Like, he destroyed a vampire prince and took over his mountains. That's what he did, and he has also been building an army. The main reason why he's building the army is he is planning a rebellion against the Vampire Queen and her necromancer king. So, he has that going for him. One thing to note about the vampires in the book is if you kill the sire, the fledglings all die. So if he kills the vampire queen, who is supposedly the one who is at the top of the bloodline of every vampire dies. Except for the original ones that were born from a... I don't know if I should call her a creature, angel, or whatever, but her name is the Nyx Vampira. She's the one that essentially started it before Nefarian, the vampire queen, broke apart from her and betrayed her. But that's a whole other thing. So one thing that kind of sets Lord Frostfang apart from a lot of the other ones is he was originally from an area known as the Snow Shroud Mountains, and he grew up in a town called Ysra, which was the home of the Winter Sword Temple. So, and he is a student of the Winter Sword. When he was turned into a vampire, he desecrated the temple grounds, broke the temple, slaughtered the village, all of that fun stuff, and this all happened after he finds his best friend in bed with his wife. Yeah, that happened to him. So he goes away, Aethra finds him, turns him into a vampire. He comes back, slaughters the village, ends up wandering around the mountains for a while, and then until he returns to Ysra, finds Seraphina's egg. Seraphina hatches for him, and then that's what kind of starts him on his journey to not only take down all of the vampires, but restore the Order of the Dragon Riders. Not much is known about their fall, why one of their harbingers betrayed them, or anything like that, but his ultimate goal is to destroy all the vampires and restore the Dragon Riders to their former glory. And he has other allies in this, but he's hidden them away as well. He also uses a lot of Dragon Rider magic to kind of separate his memories. He is half what is known as a Skiatran Elkin, which is like... So the Skiatran Furia are the children of Flame, the Skiatran Elkin are the children of Earth. They have what's known as the Sapphire Gentle and the Ruby Rage, and what Frostfang does is separate his memories between the Ruby Rage and Sapphire Gentle. So that way, if he's ever trapped in his Ruby Rage, he doesn't remember anything important. He only remembers it in his Sapphire Gentle, which he's a lot more analytic in that when he's in his Sapphire Gentle, so he thinks more clearly in that form, where in his Ruby Rage, he's essentially in a berserker mode. He doesn't think much beyond destroy that. He also uses a lot of ice magic, which coincides with the fact that Seraphina is an ice dragon. And then he has his rider magic and then his Elkin magic, which involves a lot of either plant life magic or stone magic. Even though he is a fallen student of the Winterblade and has broken his oaths, he has not stepped onto what they call the Dishonored Path, which is something that followers of any of the Divine Blades can step onto like, if they break their oaths, they can go on to they can do the Dishonored Path to regain their honor and all of that fun jazz. His ultimate goal, but beyond taking down the vampires and restoring the Dragon Riders, is also restoring his honor. And he hopes that doing that restores his honor, even though taking down the vampires will kill him in the end. So that's kind of his big shtick. The next character that you meet in the books is actually the character Aerles, who is the half-sister of Kieran. They share a mother. They do not share fathers. Her father is actually a Fury in a place called Nakayate. I think I'm pronouncing even like some of these things I don't even pronounce right because like half the time I'm not speaking them, I'm reading them. But anyway, her father is way off in the distance. You actually meet him towards the end of the book because he comes back and he's coming back for Airlise and Kieran. Because even though he's not the biological father of Kieran, he considers Kieran his son because of Kieran's mother. That is neither here nor there. That's a whole thing in the second book. Or the beginning of the second book. They come to an understanding. But, she is a pure Skiatch Furian. One thing about Kieran and Airlise is they actually do not have full access to all of their magic. Because for Furians, they need either their father or their grandfather to ignite their magic. Well, Kieran's father is not a Furian, so he is not able to ignite Kieran's magic. He is also an abusive asshole. He gets his comeuppance. But they do meet their grandfather at one point, and he actually ignites their magic. Airlise is also a dragon rider as well. And this is something that Frostfang finds out when he realizes she has what's known as dragon fever. And this happens when their spirit phoenix is about to awaken, and when it awakens, it leads them to their dragon. They speak the dragon's name, and then the dragon hatches, and that's kind of how that works. So what Frostfang does is he actually seals her phoenix to delay it fully awakening, because he doesn't want her to have her dragon before he can get her away from him. Because one thing that the Vampire Queen has done is she's made it law that anybody with dragon fever is to be executed. He doesn't want to execute her because it's the whole, like, he's fallen in love with her, that kind of bullshit. So all of that happens. His hidden allies, they're looking for a dragon. They're looking for more dragon riders. So he introduces her to them, but then they realize that she's got what's known as a Wyvern's Claw birthmark, and they fear her for that Wyvern's Claw birthmark because there is a prophecy that one born with the Wyvern's Claw birthmark will grow up to become the wrath of heaven that burns the world to ash. So they're like, you need to kill her. Like, she needs to be killed. And he's like, no, I'm not going to kill her. She's the one that I've been searching for. Because for him, Frostfang had prayed to the gods like, hey, send me a dragon rider when it's time to start my war. God sent her. So he's like, no. They're like, okay, well, if she bonds with her dragon, maybe she won't bond with a wyvern and burn the world to ash. That is their thinking. Things get complicated later. But, so that's kind of her in this book. She's very malleable. With the original writing of the book, I did kind of end up making her a Mary Sue, but I have done my best to take away all of that from her and give her like a more fleshed out character and all that kind of stuff. Kieran is still very OP due to some of his magic, but there are ways to counter it, so I'm not too worried about him being a Gary Stu. One of the next characters that you meet is Princess Aethra. She is Frostfang's sire. She has her own ideas and plans. Like, she wants him to produce Dhampir children because she hopes that if he produces a Dhampir, that Dhampir will be able to make one of the eggs hatch and tame the dragons in the same way that another vampire's fledglings can actually tame wyverns. Though there's a specific reason why his can do that. But, she just wants more power. So like she's Princess. So you have Queen Nefarian, and then her fledglings are all either prince or princess, and they're kind of like in that hierarchy type thing. And the princes and princesses are always fighting for dominance and power and all of that kind of stuff. Lords and ladies, they're the right under that, and they're always kind of fighting amongst each other for power and stuff. But like you never see a vampire fight against its sire for power, because killing its sire kills them. So that's how they keep all of that. So Nefarian never really has to worry about anything because she's at the top. That's really all there is about Aethra. You learn a little bit more of her and some of her other fledglings later. One of the other characters that you kind of meet around this is Lord Godric. He's also known as the Wyvern Lord. He's the one that has a bunch of wyverns and a large force of vampires that can kind of tame them as well. He runs counter to Frostfang, and he has his own plans and ideas that he is setting forth into motion at the same time that Frostfang is setting his stuff into motion. At the same time, Princess Aethra is setting her plans into motion. So it's a lot of just kind of like a bunch of people doing a bunch of things. But Lord Godric is one of the older vampires too, and a lot of people fear him. And he uses this to his advantage too, and a lot of people think that he is actually the power behind Prince Zion. A lot of people assume that Prince Zion is not the actual sire, it's Godric. But nobody really knows for sure. The only one that would know for sure is Nefarian herself. And you don't actually meet her in this book. I might have her show up in the second book. It's kind of where it's leading. Because I am working on that, and it's just taking me a while. I'm still, like, in the beginning of it, and it's, like, 80 pages on the Word doc. Yeah, that's a whole other thing, because there's a bunch of stuff going on. But, anyway. So, Godric and Aethra, they're both kind of on the mysterious end. You learn some shit about Godric at the end of the book. You learn he's a powerful motherfucker. But the last character that I want to talk to about right now is the character Sioran. He is a werewolf alpha that he is changed and colored by a hybrid that was born from one of Aethra's other fledglings, Lord Ferris, and his leash holder is kind of an abusive bitch. And Sioran is more of, he tries to protect his pack versus trying to make like an ultra killing pack. His pack is also considered weak because it is very small compared to other packs that other hybrids have control over. Hey, my dog. And he also looks a little bit different than some of the other werewolves, alluding to a more mixed heritage. He grew up in the catacombs under Wolf City. What else do I have? He's more wild than civilized, so he spends most of his time in his wolf form. And in the second book, and when you see more of him, he actually does not speak out loud very often. And when he does, it's when he has something to say is when he speaks out loud. At one point, Airlise kind of gets interested in the werewolves, and she starts teaching her and her Lily Guard, which is the guardsman that Kieran commands. They teach the werewolves sign language because they realize like they don't want to talk. They don't like speaking. Like the adults don't really care for speaking out loud very often, so they teach them sign language, and that's kind of how they talk. And Sioran is the type where if like he doesn't think highly of you, he will not speak out loud to you. He will sign at you. And if he does speak out loud to you, it's because he has something to say, and he's basically going, "You're an idiot." There's one thing that he does towards the end of the book that I really enjoy. But like, he'll also speak out loud to you if he has respect for you. So you kind of have to look at the context of what's kind of going on around him to see if, like, okay, does he have respect for this person, or is he telling them to fuck off? There's also, in the beginning of the book, you meet a character named Axel. He goes to the forest, and a werewolf pack is kind of formed in the forest nearby to Winter Manor. Ultimately, the alpha of that pack, the one that becomes the alpha of that pack, is actually the half-brother of Sightward. Hi, Bubba. Bubba came here to say hi. How are you doing, Solus? How you doing? How you doing? But, so that is kind of like the gist of kind of the main characters that you meet in The Black Butterfly and how they kind of interact with the world and what they do. There are other characters, including one named after my cat, and the hybrid is actually named after my dog Sin, who is right over there playing around. That character is totally different than my actual dog. My dog is like a lover, cuddler. She just wants to be your friend. The other one just wants to fuck you over. But yeah, that's kind of an overview on the characters. I'd also like to announce that the Kindle versions of The Black Butterfly, Dawn Pearson's, and Cage of Light, which released in October, all of the Kindle versions are all gonna be half off until Christmas. It hasn't shown up on Amazon yet. I will leave a link to the books in there. It should show up in the next couple days. I just set it to half off right now, and I'm gonna keep it that way until Christmas. So definitely check those out and nab them at the half off price while you can. Printed copies I'm gonna leave at the normal prices because that's printing, that's all that kind of stuff. Kindle version, y'all can have it at half off. I'm gonna put the Kindle on half off. Also, the next book in the Sacred Beast series, that one is titled Dead Man's Gamble. I'm going to be releasing it on Valentine's Day. There is a reason, and when you read the book, you'll figure it out why I'm releasing it on Valentine's Day. That one is done. I'm just doing some editing. I ended up like, oh yeah, I need to add a chapter here. That chapter has turned into 3 chapters, so yeah, it's a whole thing. That'll be done. I should have that kind of going. I have an idea for the cover and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I use AI art generators for my covers because I can't draw. I can't afford to hire an artist. One day when I can afford to hire an artist, I will re-release with like awesome artwork for the books. Promise. That's just not where I'm at right now. I am working more on like the meat of the books, so to say. Like, think of it like a sandwich. Think of it like a sandwich. This right here, all the fillings, this is just the bread. We're gonna get better bread later. I promise. I just can't afford it right now. But yeah, I'm working on the fillings. So while the bread is okay right now, the fillings, that's where I'm got my eye on right now. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this. You probably didn't, but if you're here, like, comment, subscribe, check out the books. The Kindle versions are half off until Christmas. And Dead Man's Gamble comes out Well, Sacred Beast Book 3 Dead Man's Gamble comes out Valentine's Day. And I will catch you guys in the next one. We didn't get our shiny cutie fly, but it happens. Sometimes you get it on the second egg, sometimes you get it on the 2000th egg. It happens. One day I'll have my shiny cutie fly, but I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. I hope you had an awesome Thanksgiving. I am still stuffed from that. It was amazing. I still have fudge. This is poor man's fudge. It is delicious. But I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Have an awesome day. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, bye.